Venezia, head trader at TradeView Markets. It's December 29th, and it is Wednesday. I think we got a couple more days here. Hopefully this tax loss selling will abate a little bit. I'll go to my main page in a second. It doesn't look like it's the nicest day out there. It's just, let's sign into TradeGATEHub. I got somebody sent me a message. TradeGATEHub. Okay. Hopefully you caught yesterday's interview, if you will, for lack of a better term, with the coach and I. We'll put the data for today. I want to make one point before I started. Maybe I got distracted a touch, and this is it. I wanted to say something right here about what the Rev said. So this is very important. About 40% of all the stocks in the market, 40%, so let's say almost half, are more than 20% off their 52-week high and under their 200-day, which is even more important than the 52-week high. Under the 200-day moving average is even more, okay? About 20% of the stocks are 50% off their high. So let me go off and let me just edify why that's happening. Okay. Aside from Microsoft, which for some reason I'm not in, Apple, Google, not even Amazon is participating. You have stocks like DraftKings that are just completely getting margin call. We'll even come up with a stock like Teton, the stay-at-home stock. Chewy, which we made a trade-off, is still long to a degree. Let's look at Roku. Let's look at Facebook. Even Facebook. Let's look at PayPal, the best of breed. I mean, that's what do you call it? 120. That's 50% off the high, if you will. The XBI, the biotechs, and I wanted to make another point about the biotechs for a second. DraftKings is going up. It's this, and it was a good point. And it's because I have three accounts, one major TradeView portfolio fund, the funds, if you will, for select clients, for lack of a better term. Then I have a spec account, and then I have my active trading account, which you see, which I put up all the time. And the one that's getting, I mean, the active account is near the highs of the year. The fund account is something where I'll just even make a point again. And by the way, as everybody knows, I have no problem taking losses. I'm pretty good. I'm like to say, I'm actually pretty good at it, for lack of a better term. And he made another point about an hour ago. It's amazing how illiquid so many small caps are right now. If you're selling, there are no decent bids. So the Ripster, who, by the way, he's got a big presence, if you will. Let's say he's got 250,000 guys. And I'm not pulling this tweet guy or going to the tweet feed because, as you know, I like to have as least to follow as less as possible. I think I'm a leader and not a follower. But this is a good point here, and this is what I have my eye on. And I'm not going to buy something because of a short squeeze. I never buy something because it might get a short squeeze. The short squeeze never come, then you're buried, and the shorts get even more. Biotechs might see some selling for a few more days as investors do it for the tax purposes before December 31st and December 29th in Canada for a few more days. Expect funds buying investors jumping back in. And I agree with that because there's even call sweeps going by in some of these trades. So that's what I wanted to make a point right there. When my mom asked me, or I'm being facetious to a degree, I'm making a point. She says, "Oh, the market's up." So the whole time, it's, as we said before, it's 4 or 5 stocks that are holding up 70% of the market. The majority of them are in very bad shape. So we're going to yet to see if these 4 or 5, even Nevada's up there, pull back and then they rotate the small caps, or, if the whole thing goes kaboom, if you will. That's yet to see. I mean, it's going to be a testy first couple of weeks of the year, if you will. So let's go back to TradeGATEHub and what I posted this morning. We came in okay. We took a little pause yesterday, and that helped wash out the sentiment. We're down. Well, actually, the S&P's up today, but it's very mixed. There are stocks down 10%, if you will, more down than up. I mean, you have stocks like Procter and Gamble and Coca-Cola that are up on the day, which isn't a major endorsement or anything. So let's look at yesterday's option flow. AEO, Amazon, eBay, nothing sexy. SPY gamma exposure, do your own research. Always correlate it with the chart. Pardon. Okay, sector sentiment. Now going in today, it looks like retail is washed out, and that's good. And that's because a couple of stocks had good news, and Victoria's Secret, if you will, had good news. And let me punch up right now to this. A couple of retail stocks are acting well. Kohl's is up 73 cents. Target's up 4. Macy's is up 68 cents. Dollar Tree. There's the Victoria's Secret. Yeah. So retail was the weaker one. Let's go to my sector sentiment again. Okay, basic materials, energy, industrials, nothing sexy. Mining, I got out of the Newmont trade. I turned a winner into a loser, but I actually this is where I got out of it. It is what it is. Chart parameters, show trades. So my average price on this was what was my average price? 60.47. Here's where I was shorted from 60.22, if you will, and I covered it at 60.73. Went to 60.94. It's still there. Should have went down. I don't want to be bothered with it. It probably, I probably more top ticked it than not, but I moved on. Next, as we say. Pardon. Okay, sector sentiment, very important. A couple of stocks that are moving nicely. ARK Investment, Kathy. She's buying BLI. I'm in it. Tax loss selling is not abated yet. We're waiting, but we're not adding. DraftKings, I bought and made a nice trade this morning. There, I also said it again, 40% of the stocks, and I repeat it. I do agree. Countless moments in crypto, go over it. Bitcoin's top moments on marketwatch.com. Ford, GM, good. Inside days, very important. They worked. S&P charts on a macro level as well as the comp. The FTSE reaches post-COVID high. That made me hold the market a little bit. Maybe hold it up, see how it closes. Actually, they closed it a little while. Tesla, read that. It's important. Do your more research on Tesla because it looks like he finished selling, by the way. And the movers. Pardon. That's what moved today. So we give you large range with movers. These are the stocks with that range yesterday. We're talking major ranges. ISIG. Okay, ISIG. Let's look at that one. ISIG. All right, so the stock had good range yesterday. It went from 16 to 22. This morning it opened up. They probably halted it, if I remember. Yeah, so the stock closed at 18, opened up at 24, did the first halt. If you didn't sell it, it went from 29 to 24, but it's active. And more importantly, not only is it active, we're giving it to you and showing you where the action is. So that's one that will follow through. You just write it down on your pad. Maybe it follows through. You have to look for levels. And that's what my job is, to give you a little bit of levels. Okay. So these are the movers. Above all moving averages, arguably those are the most bought. The heaviest in auction volume, always important. Auction volume is the most important thing. That's where the wise guys go. Gold futures traded lower. They reversed. Now they're up. Parted. Thank God I got out. Pre-market movers as always. Okay. Let me go to my main page. You know what I mean? There's not much going on right now. The VIX is low. So you're not going to see many reversals going on right now. So, you know what I mean? Unless you're willing, General Motors going higher, unless you're willing to take a stab and be wrong before you're going to be right, which in this type of market you are, and it's a market where, myself included, some of my trades are turning into positions, but I'm aware of that going in. Good stuff, Mike. Thank you, Coach. I'm looking for the leaders are still holding up. Cisco. Now, going into 2022, it seems like there are stocks that are going to be they're running out of stocks that have value. What is that going on? TSB. TSB, by the way, was at 39, and I had options on it, and had a huge reversal. Look at this TSP, and I bought a little bit here, and I'm not adding to it. First of all, the stock was $41 this morning, and it's not good that it went into reversal. But let me tell you what I'm doing and why. Right here is where I should have started buying it at the gap, but I got a little antsy. I should have started taking a position at, where is that? 32. Instead, I couldn't wait, and I got it at 33, and I'm down on it. And it had good news, and it just kept going down all day. And I thought this volume right here would be the point where they said, okay, For a stock that went from 39 to 32 on good news, and it was good news, believe me, I disseminated. I'm not throwing a dart here. I thought the volume spike would be where it was settled, and that was around what? Right here. Where was that spike? 33. You'll see right here. So my average is between 33 and 32.04. Right now it's 30. So I'm down a point. What, I'm down 70 cents on it. You know what? It's yet to be determined. Good volume. Stock reverses on news. That's why I did it. So we'll see what's yet to be determined. Right now, my average price, well, man up is what? 31.65 DraftKings. That's my average price. Okay, what else? Let me go back to what's moving today, because that's most important. What I'm doing is somewhat irrelevant at 11:15 at AM when the markets have dull volume. Let's go to what's moving. Option flow. The only thing you should be interested today is it has to have over 100% volume for a day that's thin, or it has to have decent flow. DoorDash, nothing. Procter and Gamble, calls going off. That's not good for the overall market. Walmart's bullish, not good for the overall market. XBI, Nikola, I wanted to buy at 10.25. It's 10.17. It got down to 10.20. And hold on. Why did I want to buy Nikola? Because I like the sector. I like that it had good range and volume. It is under the moving averages, but for a stock that does 60 million and goes from $12 to 10 and sits on the, well, this is what it wanted right here, 2 weeks. I thought I would want it about 9.78 at the gap. Never got there, and I don't care. Next, 9.78. I think it could retrace to about 11. Not a barn burner. I like it. Had good news. It reacted okay. It's just the market took in. What else? The stocks that they're taking, the best of breeds are Micron. That's the best one. Western Digital, Storage Technology, Semiconductors, ON Semiconductor, Marvell. Outside of the big 4 or 5 being Nevada, well, that pulled back. AMD is down because of the crypto. Besides those Apples and the Microsofts, it's the you know what? I'll show you right here. Let's move to my other page. Take off. And just let's get to the point. What's moving now? Top list. Let's go to move above all moving average. These are the stocks that have been the strongest. Zim. By the way, Zim does look good. But that's defensive. That's one of these oil shippers. Zim, APA, Micron, as I said. So Tesla, CF, great call, Shy Girl with the ag stocks. They're going. Bravo. Look great. Let's go to CF as the weekly. Wouldn't talk you off it. Oh, geez, we have to go to the monthly. That's a compliment. You have to chart. Yeah, right above 70. Now let's look at the other ones, how they're doing. Moss is second in command, in my opinion. Cup and handle. Oh, by the way, SFM acting very nice. Our Sprouts Market, which was our Tradeville holding, doing very well. That was a gimme. Matter of fact, I might re-enter Kroger here at this level. Defensive. This is why Target's up. So I'm thinking defensive. Walmart. Still, Walmart might not be bad here. How about Disney? I bought and sold Disney yesterday. I didn't like it. But it looks okay now. It's up for debate. And it's defensive, but it's what I do. When I have to be defensive, I have to be defensive. Let's go back. J-Bill acting well. FCX. That gave me the clue to get out of Newmont a little bit. SFM. AMAT, to no surprise with MU. STL, Clack. Okay. What's doing poorly? Another feature. Volume in the last 10 minutes, for example. Well, it's not really good to do at 11:20 a.m. when the volume's low, but let's look at what did volume the last 10 minutes. Look right here. So Blink, BZ, NIO. By the way, look at NIO. You want to talk another one? I avoided the loser. Right? You want to talk about losers. I avoided the loser in NIO. I got it out of at 32. Now it's breaking a year low. How about Long Island? We got out. Long Island, we got out nicely. 34. Now it's at 29. Might have an interest again, Long Island, the chip XPEV. That's holding in. Tesla, of course, is the one that counts. Where's our TSP? All right, TSP, there we go. We cut our losses in half already since we've been on there. I bought it a little early. TSP, if it goes above this 33.40, which was that spike early on, we may have a chance. I'm not going to add to it. It needs to reclaim a lot more, but it is what it is. TSP. Where's DraftKings? DraftKings making a nice move upward nicely. So we bought DraftKings right here at 26.40 to 26.55. Now we're at 27.13. Newmont, we covered it. Where is it? Great trade. All right. So I saved myself $4,000. But you know, it seems like the market's moving up right here. So let me see what's moving. Let's go to my alert page. Pardon. Bullish strategy, CLAX. GoDaddy has been high. CLX, CLSK. VSCO, that tells me that's a Victoria's Secret with a move up. That tells me that the other retailers, CPOP, that tells me that the other retailers are probably going. New share. Retailers, VSCO, Victoria's Secret. Probably Macy's is going. It is still going up. Kohl's is probably still going. Just made a move up. We started the broadcast at 49.80 at 11 o'clock. You know what? The 52, it could make 50 cents. So what else is more? Urban. I had my eyes on that one. Urban. Like, and Jim Cramer's favorite, AEO. Been buying AEO. Jim Cramer. You know what? AEO in a week tab is up 5%. In a week tape is up 5%. So, and that makes me happy, for lack of a better term, because if I go to this, our TradeGATEHub most active options yesterday, I believe, was AEO. It was on the top. And that was posted this morning too. So you know what? Money worked there. Let's look at Home Depot as we're on it. So we'll not be hypocritical. All right. So this was our top option flow yesterday. You know, very weak tape. We had AEO and Home Depot. So we have Home Depot is up, you know, listen, you're not going to take, well, I take a $400 stock. It doesn't matter what it is, but that's up. And the option money was right in AEO, never made you flinch. So maybe somebody knew something about Victoria's Secret, but AEO opened and certainly had no problem buying. Macy's is going higher. I wanted to buy this too. This is why I didn't buy it after the bull flag break at 26.20. I didn't, right there. And I didn't buy it. It's a bad move, man. It's going higher. It probably goes to the red, white, and blue. The blue is the 50 day. Probably goes to 28. Kohl's. I didn't buy them because they had so much moving average resistance, but they still had a little juice in them. So it's, I guess it's my fault. Chewy. Okay. What about what do we need? What are we looking at again? What's the stock we needed? Oh, TSP. Come on, baby. Oh, back down. Lost 1,000. TSP. Party's over. All right. What else? So let's go back to it's moving now. CITA, CPOP. What's at the high of the day? Bottom line. MU is at the high. BBIO. So it's MU and Western Dig, the two chip stocks or this DRAM makers, if you will. And what's on the low? Like TSP breaking low now. Oh, could have been someone. That's not good. Riven, that also goes. AMD's breaking low. That's not good for the family either. NIO, all the Chinese stocks. NIO year lows, FUTO continuing. Coins going lower. That was a fake out yesterday. LI, what has volume? So it's TSP. We're in the wrong. We're in the wrong one. Shit. All right, next. So let's go to my. Any questions? Let's get back to my feed here. Anyone? Good stuff, Mike. Let's go to my Skype. Any questions besides Mike V? All clients, thanks to him. So the bottom line is it's coming down to 2 days. If you're looking for stocks to buy with this tax loss selling, you want stocks with a ton of volume. You want the flush. You don't want to be, you don't want to be having stocks that trade no volume because the flush might come in a day or two. You want the volume is what they call capitulation. So it's an advanced thought, but the bottom line is I will tell you what I'm thinking. That's my obligation, the topless. So what has the most volume today? Bottom line, relative volume. And I'm sure TSP is up there, but it is what it is. AEY, not interested. GMDA. So nothing that I'm really interested in that much. You want to look for reversal. So the bottom line is looks for range. The stocks with the biggest range are right here. So with the biggest range in reversal is Dick's Sporting Goods store. That tells me retail is even strong again. So let me look at Dick's. That's a reversal. When a stock goes from 107 to 112 and it's a retailer, it's to no surprise, I got an interest. What else is reversing? In good range, it's reversing. Zim, we mentioned it before. That's interesting. Western Digital, to no surprise, is strong. And MU. So I'll leave it there. Nugget, that made me cover my my Newmont because I didn't like that triple ETF being there, and that's why I covered the Newmont. And where's Newmont now? Including our trade. All right, so there it is. What else? We look at DraftKings. Still near the high. We're up a little bit in it. TSP, we're in trouble. We're going to get out on the bounce at 32. And what about the other ones we're in? BLI. Lebu bounced. I'm looking for Lebu. That's the XBI. That's the one really people really want to see go right now and hold, because that's the key to the small caps, if you will, to a degree. So I'll leave it now. It's approaching 11:25. And any questions? I'll look back to TradeGATEHub. Pardon. Coach. So you know what? When I get back from lunch, it's 11:30. So I get back from lunch. And we'll get back from lunch. Who takes lunch? But when I sign on again, I'll go to my stock page. And basically what I wanted to share, and I'll end it with this, is all of these that I show are here. So hold on. Let me do a new share. Okay. So this box here, let's look at our top list. You'll see MU and you'll see ZIM. To no surprise, and it should. Let's look at the top movers today. Top US gainers. So you'll see Calix, Laws. Where's MU? MU should be on there. Top of your New York stocks. How about that? Most active, right price. New York Stock Exchange stocks. Percent change. VSCO. Dick's Sporting Goods stores. Americans is Zim. Maybe, you know what? MU has such good action. ANF, we missed it. That the majority of these are retailers. They're putting SU. So you know what? My list right here is Victoria's Secret leading the way. Nobody's going to be upset about that one, I'm sure. American Eagle Outfitters, Dick's Sporting Goods store, Zim. As I said, Revlon was a short squeeze. Signet, retailer. DBI, Dress Barn, Big Lots, Abercrombie and Finch. So you know where they're going with this. You know, people might be still spending, but they're safe. That's not really what you want to see. So I'll finish up right now as we go to 11:30. And any questions, I'll be back after lunch. Until then, trade well. Always have a plan. And thanks for tuning in. Cheers.